being consistent despite my enemies.
I just want a roughneck nigga on the tongue. He just wanna see me.
A little bit of pat on the back for the consistency. Love that for me. It's only the second week of the year, you know what I mean? Today we are reading a book. Do you know why? Because last year, do you know how many books I finished? 0. Like, I would read like maybe once a year. 1 book a year, right? And I would have to cram it in. I'll cram in reading the whole book on the 31st of December just so I can check it off my New Year's resolutions of the year. I started 3, completed 0 then. Because it's the thing of, when you're reading a book and it gets slow, like your job was to keep my interest. Why can't you do your job? I can appreciate a slow burn, but the slowness is too slow. Please, let's pick up the pace. Thank you. But yeah, today I'm reading this. I'm already on page 95 because I was reading it last year, but I just never finished it. In it, it's got like 200 pages. So I heard about it on TikTok. They were like, it's an amazing book. Oh my gosh, it changes your life, brother. The beginning is just so dry. Like, I like to go into things blind. I need to stop doing that. I can do that for movies and stuff because I know it's like it'll keep me on my toes the whole time if I don't know at all what's going on. But when it comes to books, no more. I'm reading the blurb, I'm reading the review, at least something, because this is ridiculous. I didn't know I was gonna be reading a book about, like, how can I say this? Usually when I read books, yeah, it doesn't matter what the skin tone is, I'm gonna make the main character black. This book, I can't do that. I can't set up a black queen for failure, excuse me. The first couple pages I was like, yeah, but then something happened and I said, allow it. This is a white woman. No offense, I just went to the original skin color, you know what I mean? But damn, this video is gonna have spoilers. You guys weren't gonna read the book anyways, this is just for entertainment. So if you want to read the book, this isn't the video for you, innit? Just know, so far I've not found it entertaining. Like, it's alright. Like, I can give it a 5.5 out of 10 so far. And I'm not like a book connoisseur, but now, like, I haven't had a single section where I'm just like so in love with the book. I'm not loving anybody. I don't like any of these characters. From the mother to the father to the main character, I don't like none of these guys. Usually I can make excuses for main characters because they're the main character, you know what I mean? But maybe the side character is calm. Everyone is just a twat. I'm gonna give you a light description. It's a rich white family that own an island, and on the island they all have all these separate houses and stuff, and every summer they go as a family to this island. They reference their blonde hair a lot, and it's just like, alright, Hitler. There's one minority there, he's Asian, not East Asian, South Asian. He is a friend of one of the guys, like one of the children, and he's been coming there since they were like young kids, so he gets invited every year there. In one of the summers, the main character starts to have a crush on the South Asian guy. He thinks he's attractive, he has a girlfriend back in New York, but then he kisses her and they kiss, and then it's like, oh, what? And now they're having this whole romance, and obviously she knew he has a girl in it. She just doesn't care. You know what I mean by arrogant twats? Like, they're young. I can't remember their age. Maybe they were 15. I don't know. But they're young enough to make mistakes, you know. Young and dumb is their motto, innit? The summer that they've kissed and, like, told each other that they like each other, she gets into an accident, right? She gets into an accident, bashes her head. They find her in the water. Because obviously this is an island surrounded by water, right? I guess they've gone swimming or something. And I'm not saying this in a way where it's like I don't remember. It's a way where they haven't given us the actual details. They've just given us a rough scope of what happened, because after the accident, she's lost her memory. And obviously we're chilling with the main character, innit? So if she's lost her memory, who's to tell us what's going on, right? So she loses her memory and she has like a lot of brain issues and stuff like that, going in and out of hospital. The culture in their family is very, we don't talk about any controversy. Nothing's going wrong with our lives. Even though we have bills to pay, doesn't matter. Even though we have credit card debt, doesn't matter. No one needs to know, no one needs to acknowledge it, because we have an image to uphold. You know that type of cold type of family where like no one really has proper in-depth connections with each other because they don't allow themselves to, because they're always thinking about what other people think. Those are the worst families, man. Like, obviously there's worse families out there, but being in a family like that, Jesus Christ. What's the point of calling you family? Doing this whole blood is thicker than water. The blood you're talking about is basically the consistency of tap water. Let's not talk about thickness. She's come back, everyone's refusing to talk about her accident. People obviously know what has happened to her, but she doesn't really remember. She's asked her mum bare times what has happened, and her mum has told her, but because her memory is so because obviously she's had brain problems, she can't recollect and hold that knowledge, right? She struggles to receive knowledge and then remember it. She's struggling in school because obviously she can't remember stuff. So they took her out of school, kind of, like something happened around there. Like, but just know she's breaded in it, so that she really needs school. If you own an island, I feel like you're okay, you know what I mean? Her recovery process is sad to read, but I still feel no connection with her. Maybe that's because I've taken so many breaks from the book, but in general, I still don't like her. Where I am, you haven't read the book. She obviously has had this accident, right? The next summer, everyone's gone to the island, right? To, have the vacation and stuff like that for the summer. She doesn't go, right? I think she goes on holiday with her family, or she stays with her mom, something like that. She doesn't go to the island, but she's emailing her friends, she's emailing her cousins, and she's emailing that South Asian boy, right? Every single one of them aired her. Ed. She even sent gifts. She sent, oh yeah, I've sent you this, I hope you've gotten it in the mail. Ed, fam, how does your cousin have some life-threatening injury and then you just air all her attempts to contact you because we don't talk about that? They treated her terribly. Obviously that's a culture in her family. So she's come back for the summer and they're talking to her like it's all normal, and she brings it up a little bit and they kind of dismiss it. She just goes along with it. That's what she's used to, innit? Her cousins aren't allowed to talk to her about the situation that happened. Obviously they know what's happened, but they've been told by their mums, don't bring it up or else you're gonna be in such big trouble, you're gonna make her headaches worse. Because obviously, like, even though she's recovered from the injury, she still has brain damage, so she gets these headaches, so she has to take pills. But yeah, currently on page 95. It's getting good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not getting great, but it's getting good. Like, I still don't like anyone, like, no one's tickled my fancy, but it's an alright book. 5 out of 10 so far, because it's an average book. Currently on chapter 36. The last chapter is chapter 87. It's alright though. I'll make it. I think I'll make some hot chocolate. I got this from the aquarium. Slay. I prefer my tea and stuff like that with oat milk, but I don't have oat milk. Coconut milk and tea. Oh, leave the close. Coconut milk and tea. It's alright. It's alright. So there's a line, right? And I'm gonna repeat it so you guys don't think I'm over exaggerating when I say this is just bare rich white people in it. The only person of colour in the group, he says, "You don't know me. Explain," I say again. Gat puts his head in his hands. We stand there, both leaning against the wall in the dark. Okay, here's part of it. He finally whispers, "You've never met my mum. You've never been to my apartment." That's true. I've never seen Gat anywhere but Beechwood. You feel like you know me, Caddy, but you only know the me who comes here, he says. It's just not the whole picture. You don't know my bedroom with the window onto the air shaft, my mum's curry, the guys from school, the way we celebrate holidays. You only know the me on this island where everyone's rich except me and the staff, where everyone's white except me, Guinea and Pulo. Who is Guinea and Pulo? Gat hits his fist into his palm. Guinea is the housekeeper. Pulo is the gardener. You don't know their names and they've worked here summer after summer, and that's part of my point. My face heats with shame. I'm sorry, but do you even want to see the whole picture? Gats asks. Could you even understand it? Oof, that's embarrassing.
One eternity later.
It's just hit 10. I've fallen asleep twice, and I'm currently at page 151. So I've got like 60 pages left until I'm free from the shackles. So far, I'll say I now do like one character, White Boy Johnny. What I've read so far, the book has gone from an average 5.5 for me to like a 6.7. Not saying it's great, but it's like, since I last updated you, the book has made me laugh quite a couple of times. That White Boy Johnny is unintentionally funny, and I like that. You know what I mean? He's not trying too hard. The rest of them, like, they're not funny, but they're also unlikable. Like, pick a struggle, you know what I mean? The South Asian boy, Gat, that guy's the epitome of pretentious. Oh my gosh. And I was realising it, but I wasn't saying anything. Like, I wasn't clicking in my head. I was just like, I don't like this guy, like the way he talks and stuff like that. But Johnny was like, yeah, he's kind of a pretentious asshole, but I love him. I'm not saying he's a terrible guy. Oh yeah, story wise, brother, it's just more plot. Like, it's not plot as in, oh yeah, like this big thing has happened and da 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 da. It's just all these small moments, like, oh, she's had a conversation with this person, oh, they, like, she's been sick for this many days, like nothing really big has happened. Oh, but she did kiss Gat. She kissed the Asian boy. There was a bit of a will we, won't we shouldn't do it, oh maybe we should, da da da, we've done it. And I'll be honest, will we, won't we, when you don't care, it's not exciting. They've had quite a few moments where it emphasizes their privilege. Some chapters are 1 page, some chapters are 3 pages, things like that. It's like just random conversation, random bits of knowledge. But I guess that's like the explanation of how her brain is working. Emotional thing. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Her cousin Mirren, white girl, she had been talking this whole book about having intercourse with, I say intercourse because that's the word she's been using, sexual intercourse with her boyfriend, sexual intercourse with her boyfriend, sexual intercourse with her boyfriend. Tell me why, 3 pages ago, she was like, yeah, I lied, I don't have a boyfriend. What did you just put me through? The main character's like, no, it's okay. It's not okay. I don't want to hear about this imaginary sex life that you think you have. It didn't piss me off or anything, but it was just like, I could have lived without that, you know what I mean? But I get it. No, I don't get it. But I'm like, okay, like, whatever. Guy apologized to the main character, Caddy, saying, I'm so sorry that I basically ghosted you because I'm a bad person. And he was like, yeah, like, at the time when I kissed you and then we started, like, you know, our little relationship in summer, I had a girlfriend back in New York. And she was like, I knew that. And he was like, yeah, but I didn't tell you that. And she was like, yeah, but, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a thing of, he feels guilty that he was kind of leading 2 people on and, well, actually cheating on 2 people. And then she kind of doesn't feel any guilt, or maybe she does. I didn't really read it in her tone. She was very sick at the time, innit? So she's just dealing with this headache, so she's not really responding very well. But it seems like because she knew that he had a girlfriend, she kind of sees it like, well, he chose me. I don't know, like, I don't really know how to explain it. Because she's having these headaches, these migraines, it's like, I can't perceive how she's perceiving things very well because she's unwell, right? Oh, also, Mirren is sick. Mirren, the other white girl, she's ill. Like, she's been, like, having shivers and stuff like that, but she hasn't told an adult that she's ill. Like, she's been feeling bare weak and stuff like that. And I'm worried that something's going to happen to Mirren. Like, I'm more invested. I guess because I'm reading everything back to back to back to back.
Bad luck to talk on these rides. Mine on the road.
I'm not gonna come on here and cry on camera because that's crazy. If you want to read it, I'm telling you now, it's a very, very fucking good book. But it's not good from the beginning. It's like a very, you're lost, and then you get to the end and it's like your whole world gets turned upside down. What happened, her accident, wasn't an accident. What happened was they committed arson. They burnt down the island, but the main house in the island, because their parents had been fighting over who gets the house, and it was tearing their family apart. So they thought, you know what, while they're out, while they're gone, let's just burn it down. Like, it'll fix everything, da 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 da. And obviously, these men are 15 years old. Critical thinking skills, bro, they haven't developed that part of their brain yet. So the fourth part, we've learned, okay, so they planned the fire. It was a whole self-righteous thing, but when they explained it seemed like it all went to plan. And then the only downside was, oh, like, we forgot to let the dogs out, so the dogs burned in the house, and she was sad about that. But it was like, okay, she's now remembered this by herself, no one's told her this, and she's having all these conversations with Johnny, Gat, and Mirren, right? So we're thinking, okay, so the house burnt down, but you lost the dogs. That's what you guys feel so guilty about. Da da da. We're so sad. So then I'm thinking, yeah, let's just burn down the building. It's calm. They get drunk first for the first time. This is a terrible idea. They all get drunk. They get gasoline. They split up like in Scooby-Doo. They split up in the house to saturate the house in gasoline and then light up their sections. No one's thinking, okay, let's meet up first and then light it. No, they're all on different floors. The girl, the main character that's on the main floor, middle floor, she's like, she saturates everything but the wrong way. She was supposed to saturate from the furthest room to now the exit, but she saturated the exit for everyone and da da da. So it's like someone's in the basement, someone's on the second floor, someone's on the third floor. She's on the main floor. She's not waited for these men to come out. She's drunk in it. She's just lit up the thing. She's thinking, yeah, I can go out from the back. The back is locked. So she has to run through the fire to get out. And she's shouting. But obviously, while she was running through the house, she can hear screaming. She can hear screaming upstairs because obviously the house is wood. Fam, houses in America are made out of paper mache. It's not like these British houses where it's brick and stone. The house has caught flower like it was made out of straw. Person on the second floor screaming because obviously it's all burning, and I'm pretty sure it was Johnny, my favorite character. And then in the basement was Gat, and then top floor I'm pretty sure it was Mirren, and then main character, she runs out, Candice runs out, and she's thinking, oh, they're probably out, like I don't hear them, da, da, da. Like they're probably waiting for me at the beach. She goes to the beach, they're not there. She goes to another location, they're not there. She goes back to the house, she's clocking, oh my gosh, these men are inside. She runs in, bro. She can't get downstairs to the basement to get because there's a wall of fire. She tries to go upstairs, run upstairs. The staircase collapses. The staircase collapses. Part 5 of the fucking book, they're like, from the granddad's perspective, this is what happened. And I'm thinking the granddad's not gonna know anything. What he's talking about, bro? From the granddad's perspective, everyone but Candice died. Everyone but the main character died. So Gat, the South Asian boy, died. Johnny, the white boy, died. Mirren, the white girl, died. All in that house fire. Because she lit it too early without thinking. She lit the fire too early without thinking. And she's remembering all of this and going fucking crazy. And then now we're realizing that, okay, so their funerals happened 2 years ago. when the fire happened. And when they found Candace had been burnt, her feet, her hands all bandaged up. She had to go to hospital. They called the fire brigades. Like, it was just, bro, it was just so sad. It was just so sad. It was like the way they broke it down. It was just insane. Cause obviously, it's shock, yeah, that they died, but then it's like you're realizing all these little things where after the accident, Candice, the main character, she was sending them all emails and messaging them all the time during summer, and they weren't responding, not a single reply. And she was thinking, you know, it's just the Sinclair thing to not talk about stuff, like I'll see them when I see them, da da da. She sent her female cousin Mirren 27 emails. 27 emails. She was dead. She was dead this whole time. That's crazy. Thinking about it, it's just it's so sad. I'm not gonna cry on camera, so I'm gonna end this here. But it was a very good book, and I'll give it like a 9/10. Not to say I've read a 10 out of 10 book before, but I feel like, oh gosh, it was just crazy. Yeah, I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Texas speed, yes. Texas toll on me, eventually.